8:15 on this Monday morning. Good morning and welcome to breakfast. Now, 2 projects to help move green energy around the country and abroad could be heading for Suffolk. The plans to move electricity between Suffolk and Kent and Suffolk and the Netherlands would involve the proposed substation at Friston near Leiston being expanded. There would also need to be an additional building in the area and underground cabling to bring the power from the coast either at Sizewell or near Aldeburgh. 8 weeks of public consultation gets underway today. Fiona Gilmore from Suffolk Energy Action Solutions is with us now. Fiona, hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Luke.
Thank you for joining us this morning. What do you think of the plans then proposed?
I don't think they're the right plans. We think they're the wrong plans in the wrong location yet again, and this is just more of National Grid, a self-interested organisation. It needs to be renationalised, the ESO part of it, the system operator, which a Labour government would do.
So why do you feel that they're in? Why do you feel that they're in the wrong place, and and the plans are completely wrong?
They're wrong because it's old-fashioned thinking. It's the sort of thinking when we were talking about 10 gigawatts as a goal. We're no longer talking about 10 gigawatts as a goal. We're quite rightly upping our goals to 40 gigawatts or even 50 gigawatts by 2030. And with these sorts of objectives, we need to be thinking the big picture, not the small picture. These are old-fashioned spaghetti connections with excess energy being taken away via Sealink to Kent. This is silly thinking. It's sort of, not even a 4-year-old would do that. What you need to do is use the North Sea as your corridor, carry your wind energy through subsea cables, not just 1, 4 or 5, where you pool energy from 3 or 4 wind farms each, and you take that wind energy to brownfield sites. This is what the Belgians and the Dutch are doing, for example, at Zeebrugge. And we have interviewed the Belgians, the Dutch, the Germans, and the Danish, and they are way ahead of us in their thinking on how to avoid trashing unspoilt countryside and introducing brownfield sites for super hubs. Super hubs should be built at places like Grain. We're very pleased to see that Nautilus is now considering going to Grain. That is a brownfield site. It hasn't got the same destruction potential that the other plans have. And we are calling upon Sunak government, which we think might be a bit more sensible than the last one, to have a look at separating National Grid ESO from the publicly quoted company, renationalising it, and then starting to think more holistically, more strategically. The problem is that in the UK, most of these energy plans have not been developed with objective thinking. They've been.
So how do you get them to have a look at these plans then? And think like you're thinking, because obviously National Grid have probably sort of done all their homework, and that's why they're now putting it out to consultation to gain the views of local people.
Well, they don't listen to local people. They run these consultation processes and they do them in the wrong places. For example, why would you run an exhibition in Reydon and Dunwich, which have got absolutely no impact from these plans? They're much further north. They should be doing these consultations in Snape, where there is a real impact, places like Snape. And, of course, they are going to Aldeburgh, which is very important because the tourism industry in Aldeburgh will be massively impacted by 6 or 7 substations and interconnectors. It will be the biggest super hub in the UK.
I mean, they are doing webinars as well. They're listed below. They're doing a session in Saxmundham and Friston Village Hall. This is an opportunity for people to have their say. What are you hoping, you'll get out of this consultation?
We're asking them to step change, to make, if you like, that big progressive step and say enough is enough. We cannot go on trashing local countryside and villages such as Friston, a medieval village where you can still hear the birds, where there is still a night sky. It is absolutely ridiculous that they're even contemplating putting all of this infrastructure in a small medieval village and places such as Snape. So we are asking them, and we will be obviously attending those consultations. We will be asking them, as we have asked Bayes. It's, the fourth, Rees-Mogg is the fourth Secretary of State that we've had to talk to. Not a single Secretary of State has engaged with us. And it's about time the government took a lead and didn't, if you like, hand everything over to National Grid, who were self-interested.
OK, Fiona, thank you very much indeed for your time this morning. Fiona Gilmore from Suffolk Energy Action Solutions there. And you can find out more information about the plans from National Grid by going to their website, and that'll also list the details of the consultations that they're staging from today for 8 weeks and the places where they're going to be holding these events in and around the county, and also the webinars as well. That brings the time round to 8:22 here on BBC Radio Suffolk. Let's bring you up to date now with the news headlines.